Hello, everyone. My name is John Arntz. I'm with the Business Freedom Formula podcast, and today's guest is going to be Dr. Jeffrey E. Berger. He is the CEO and founder of Abundance and Optimum Wellness. He's a certified holistic coach, and he is of the belief that we all should be living a life of abundance and optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Well, good morning, Mr. Berger. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing fine, John. Thanks for having me on your show.
You are very welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, how you got involved in all of this?
Sure. So traditionally, I'm a software engineer. I was in corporate America for 27 years, and in August of 2015, I left due to total burnout. I wanted to do something that had more meaning than filling the pockets of corporate America executives and chairmen. So I was on a 2-year stint of really, finding myself and really figuring out who I was as an individual because my generation grew up to go to school, get an education, and go find a job and be a robot for 40 to 50 years. And that's something I did not want to do. So with that, I actually was dealing with some health problems. And in 2018, my doctor wanted to put me onto a sixth medication. And that's when I said no, and I chose to explore holistic options. Within 9 months, I'll make it a long story short, within 9 months, I lost 60 pounds. I came off of 5 medications. I reversed my type 2 diabetes. I reduced stress, anxiety, and depression. That was at a 10 plus for decades down to a level 1. And that was achieved by August of 2019. And I've been the same ever since. So that really prompted me to create Abundance and Optimum Wellness, which was my health coaching business where I was helping people focus on gut health because all disease starts in the gut. Lo and behold, the biggest problem for to like 95 to 98% of my coaching students, their number one complaint was finances. And finances are really traditionally the number one stressor from a global perspective.
Certainly.
And why is that? Well, I related to that because between 9/11 and 2008, the real estate crash, I lost over 900,000 in my portfolio. Then in 2020, 2021, my 401ks started to turn into 101ks. So I needed to make a different switch. And when you talk about my belief, abundance and optimum wellness, we all should be living in abundance and optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I talked about everything except finances. Why? Because my finances sucked, just like everybody else's. However, I was open to being receptive to getting some information to change the trajectory of where my finances were going. And that is what I'm doing today as a certified holistic coach. I'm really taking a finance first approach to achieving all encompassing well being by embracing new ways to true wealth in the modern world. And this has to do with the technologies of today that are changing the world for the future, just like those who got involved with Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, and Amazon back in their day when they changed the revolution of software engineering on, within the computer industry. So we're at that place right now. We're in a paradigm shift where things are happening, and there is a lot of opportunity for those who are looking for change. They're looking for better ROIs. They're looking for more stability. And that's what I'm here to do, is to share that and really pay it forward to educating people about those technologies and what is available for them today.
Okay. Wow, that sounds very interesting. I know that, and I would have to agree with you that I think finances has a lot to do with how people feel. When they feel more comfortable in their own financial situation, it seems less stressful, everything else.
Absolutely.
I can appreciate that. And having grown up, I think in your same generation, I might be a few years older than you. I understand that whole idea of go to work, get a job, work. The company will take care of you. I mean, that's what we all grew up with in the 60s. So,
Exactly.
and that's not the
Exactly.
way the world is today.
You're
And
absolutely correct. Yeah. They didn't prepare you for the future because unfortunately the economy doubles every 10 years, if not more. And we're not prepared for that. And the people who are retired today, I'm 70. And those people who did that back then, their retirement portfolios are not supporting them to live comfortably. They're out working at, they're out working at McDonald's or Walmart or bagging groceries just to get some extra bucks into their pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I'm going to be 72 in August, so
Okay.
we're the same. We grew up in the same era with
Yep.
the same idealistic promises, and we
Yeah.
both, having grown up in that area, understand how much technology has changed
Right.
in 50 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And I bring into an example, John. As a ex-software engineer in 2009, I was approached with the opportunity of purchasing 500 Bitcoin at 0.0017 cents. That's an 85-cent investment. And my response was, nah, sounds like a scam.
mhm,
And look at where Bitcoin is
yeah,
sold for over 100,000. In fact, I think it was up to 130,000 per coin
yeah,
recently. I saw somewhere. But you live and you learn,
sure,
and it's all about being open to being receptive to getting information. Then you can make an educated decision for yourself. And I'm forever thankful because my uh, my financial planner was livid when we cashed in on all of our 401ks and diversified them amongst 8 different projects. And I took a low 6-figure portfolio, and it's now in the high sevens, soon to be 8-figure portfolio. And if I stayed where I was back in 21, 22, who knows where it would be today.
right, yeah, I can certainly understand that. So, wow, that's really great. So you basically are helping people get financially stable before you go on to the holistic wellness part of your business. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think that number one is if you don't have stress from your finances, then you will be able to, incorporate all the other ones. However, what I will say is, I was on 6 meds for decades, and that really messed with my mind, with my body, physically, mentally, emotionally. So getting off the meds was really a primary facilitator for me because it opened up my thinking. I was more receptive rather than being cynical. I was skeptical, becoming more skeptical, which is fine because you're open to getting information to get educated because there's so much information out there. What do you believe? And connecting with the right individuals, the right coaches, the right businessmen, business women, really providing that insight and solidifying the foundation of where I wanted to go. And finances, here's the thing. Everything costs money, unfortunately.
Right.
I shouldn't say everything. A majority of things cost money. And when you have money, it gives you more options. And it's all about what do you want your options to be?
Hmm.
And with that, does it cost money or does it not cost money? If it costs money, what can I do to help facilitate that? And I'm even just talking about a family taking one vacation a year
Sure.
to get away, and most can't because they're working paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's the sad part because down here I have circumvent the system. We're living in a world of broken and corrupt systems that were generated for those who created it are benefiting from it, from the masses who are in the systems, but they're the ones that are broke, and the
Mm.
ones that have facilitated those systems are the ones that are living high off the hog. So it's about circumventing that system or systems, depending. I circumvented the Western medicine by going holistic, going plant-based protocols rather than being on pharmaceuticals. So the same thing with the financial industry. We're in a blockchain technology era where there are a lot of great ecosystems that are being built and that people can take advantage by getting it on the ground floor, as I said earlier, just like those who did it with Microsoft, Apple,
Right.
Netflix, Amazon. So
Wow. Wow. That's sounds really like a different approach to looking at problem solving than the way, like I said, like the way you and I grew up. Now, maybe some
Exactly.
20 somethings understand this more because it's more current.
Sure.
Those of us who grew up in an era where you went to the doctor, take this, it'll make you better. We
Right.
accepted that. Um, we accepted that there were going to be pensions, which of course they're almost non-existent anymore. Uh,
Exactly.
and now we're
Exactly.
talking about trying to do some other things, especially with the older Americans who are relying on Social Security and talking about privatizing that maybe and doing some things. It becomes, I think, much more prudent to be more proactive in looking at this part of your life than just expecting someone else is going to take care of it for you. Because what was it in
Absolutely.
part of the discussion here on the new on what Congress is working on? They're talking about I read somewhere that like 90% of retirees, or no, yeah, 90% of retirees rely solely on their Social Security check to get
That's
by on.
absolutely that's absolutely
And
correct.
we're talking about $2,400 a month for probably average, and some a lot less, and some a little bit more. But
This is very true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you didn't have what in our day growing up, you didn't have. Well, I shouldn't say we didn't have. There are a lot of people who are secure with their retirement portfolio, which is awesome.
mm,
However, the masses, we were taught to, go do this, go do that, and be puppets to their so-called, you'll be fine when you retire, when in actuality, that isn't
right,
what happened to
right,
most people out there. So the time is to really think about, where are we today? Where is it going to take us in 5 to 10 to 15
right,
years down the road? And there is much more opportunity for a bigger ROI in a shorter period of time than there was when we grew up, because you had to wait 40 to 50 years to collect on your 401ks.
right,
And that's not happening now. It's a whole different ball game within this. The world has gone digital, and everything will be digital, and
right,
things are converting right now underneath our feet, and people are not aware of it.
right. And and let's say myself having a background in technology,
Yeah.
um, as having done some programming myself and done some tech support, I understand how hard it is to keep up.
Right.
Once
Right.
you start in your working world, it's like you just get so focused on that bit of technology. You wake up one morning and go, how do I use this?
Exactly. Well,
Um,
just look at AI. How
yeah,
much has AI exploded
right,
in the last couple of years?
right. Yeah, and I mean, I use it a little bit, mostly for writing and doing some research, but there is a whole world out there of stuff to do that as a tech guy really intrigues me. You know?
Yeah, and AI is writing programs. You just
Right.
stick into AI what you want, and AI spits out the program for you. So you don't have to be coding.
Yeah. Hmm. So,
Pretty
Dr.
amazing.
Berger, what is your biggest challenge within your business right now, would you say?
Well, that's a great question, John. And I partnered with this company back in let's see, it was August of 2022. And this is a high-tech company that is utilizing the technologies of today, such as real estate, finance, education, artificial intelligence, and the metaverse. And the biggest challenge up until January 20th of this year was the fact that people were afraid to move their money. They were uncertain about the future of the United States.
Hmm.
They were being fed, propaganda about don't get involved with Bitcoin, don't get involved with blockchain technology, don't get involved with cryptocurrency because it's all a farce. When in reality, all those that were saying that behind our backs, they were doing their own thing, creating their own digital coins. They were buying Bitcoin, they were buying cryptocurrency, setting up their foundations.
Hmm.
And we now know that those, BlackRock, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they all have their own coins. They're all invested in this digital technology. It's here to stay. It
Hmm.
will stay forever. And the challenge was these people were fed all of this misinformation, and they were scared. So put them into a resistant type of mode. So it was a challenge to get through that and educating them, because they were not even willing to get educated, because all they thought was no, 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 no.
Right.
But today, that has changed. I've got people who reached out to me, I talked to 2 years ago, who are now reaching out to me. This current administration embraces the technologies that are being developed on blockchain. And blockchain is a brand new technology. Web 3, Web 4, Web 5, it's all in development. It's more transparency, more secure. I'll say it's becoming more secure because there have been hackers,
Sure.
and we're getting through those as we evolve and getting that information out. Plus, with the recent mergers and acquisitions, so you've got the $500 billion AI with the Trump administration, with Oracle, with Chat AI, and then the company in Japan. We've got the trillions of dollars invested into AI from Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, UAE. So, and with America wanting to be in the forefront of AI and digital currency, we're in the prime, situation right now where, as people start to open up, they're going to want to get involved because they see the future of this. They see what's going on with AI, and they want to get in on the ground floor. And that's what I'm here to do, is with this company that I represent as a global ambassador, we are giving opportunity to the masses. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest. You can have as low as 200, 500, 1,000. There's different packages for coming in, enrolling, and getting your getting your baby toe wet or your foot wet or up to your knee. So it gives people more options. And my objective is to share information, direct them to, our different projects with regards to real estate tokenization, NFTs, having fractional ownership in property rather than in owning the entire property.
Right.
Because all of this is changing. The paradigm shift is changing. We're actually getting ready to release a virtual reality real estate expo in the metaverse,
Okay.
and so
Well, yeah, that sounds exciting. It,
it's very, very exciting. And this project here, the Demeta One, which is a DA1 ILM verse, it's a metaverse educational virtual reality campus. We have over 500,000, around 500,000 end user base and this comes with a utility token, which is a share in the ecosystem. And the goal is to get this up to 10 million, but between 2028 and 2029. So right now, the value of this token is 80 cents. It's going to launch in 2 months between $2 and $5. So right there, an ROI in a short couple of months is going to be pretty significant. And then in a couple of years, if we get up to, no, say when we get up to 10 million end users, the value of that is going to rise, because this is accredited by Microsoft, Amazon Web Services. We won the Microsoft Ed Tech Award for the technology of this, and we've gotten great global recognition with regards to this technology. And in in Saudi Arabia in 2025 of February, out of 2,000 companies that attended the LEAP high-tech event, we were ranked number 2 for the most innovative technology in the metaverse, having a working product where everybody else had a prototype and a wish list. This is what we
right.
want to do.
Right.
So it sets us in a really good place.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, for those of our viewers who want more information, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. So I am on social media. I am on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I am on Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel as well, which I'm building up. But really, do a search on Google for Jeffrey E. Berger, and all of my information will come up. I do 5 monthly webinars to share what we are doing in this arena here. And this platform is actually being launched in June, July of this year. So we're
Okay.
coming into June and July.
Okay. Well, Dr. Berger, thank you so much for joining us today. I wish you
Thank
the
you,
best of
John.
luck with this and continued growth in your business.
I
And
appreciate it.
I hope that your exposure here today leads to many more people reaching out to you and finding out more of what you can do, even if all they want to do is try and live a healthier life.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and that's
Exactly.
where it starts, I think, again, as we've said, once you're financially set, you feel a lot better about the decisions you make, because otherwise you're always voting with your wallet. And
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely. You're 1000% correct on that. It's amazing to be financially free and free of stress from that perspective and be able to move on with your life and do what you're meant to do on this beautiful, earth that we've been blessed to be born into. So the journey is really, really good. So let's get together and embrace the new technologies of the future. Uh, so thank you for having me on your show. Appreciate
you're
it.
very welcome. Take care. Thank you.
You too. Okay.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.